police. They fluoride a murder when they say it's for your teeth. They calling for the murder of the rights of free speech. Cease and desist.
Just before we do take the first allegation, which will be Dr. Cooney, Mr. Clerk, what is this? This is a motion. You distributed this motion.
Yes, I was asked by Councilman Caddy to distribute that to members of the committee.
Is there a reason why we didn't get this prior in our agenda package?
It hasn't been.
So, I mean, we've approved the agenda, and we have, and I'm not trying to be confrontational at all, but in just glancing at this, a rather complicated document. So would this be a notice of motion? Could I ask Councilor McCaddy?
Mr. Mayor, it can be a notice of motion. This is based on recent appeal motion that they were dealing with the same issue that we're dealing with today. And they moved this motion asking Health Canada to get more involved in this. So I've taken their motion and used the same motion here in Hamilton.
You understand the difficulty I have as chair in having this distributed within the meeting, not prior to the meeting, and having to, if you want,
I can wait till the last minute if you want, Mr. Mayor, and I can present it later on the fly. That's another option I can entertain if you wish. If you're playing games, I can play games as well. Thanks.
Councillor. I'm not sure what you mean by playing games, Councillor, and I hope that we will continue to be respectful in our discussion today. Many people here will know that I have a position on this that may not necessarily be the...
Can I just ask who the chair is right now? You're speaking to it, so...
I'm just trying to get information on this document, which is before us, Councillor. Thank you very much. So Councillor, I'm just simply asking, would it be okay with you to present this as a notice, and then we can deal... I'm not sure what the time sensitivity would be, so...
Notice is fine.
Notice fine? Okay, thanks very much. Okay, now, going to... Yes, Councillor Tree.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. And I just want to confirm all the delegated requests, they've been advised of a 5-minute time limit on all delegated.
Thanks for that reminder.
Thank you.
So, having said all of that, I'd like to ask Dr. Peter Cooney to come and speak to us. Dr. Cooney represents Health Canada, the Office of the Chief Dental Officer, respecting Health Canada's position on water fluoridation. Welcome, Dr. Cooney.
And thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you for allowing me the time to speak with you folks today. I will try and cover, because I only have 5 minutes, I will try and cover as many of the points as have been raised in terms of studies on a national basis as well as locals, to try and give you a flavour for the national situation again. As you know, Health Canada will come to these when they're asked to present science and to present international information, but we certainly do respect your domain in terms of making municipal decisions as we respect provincial decisions. Again, just to follow up on what Dr. King was mentioning, and I really would like you to feel that you're making a decision, and whenever you look at the issue of fluoride on health, not just on teeth, it involves health. Dental disease is the #1 chronic disease in Canada, and 5 times more common than asthma. One of the main reasons preschool kids receive a general anaesthetic. And 96% of adult Canadians have had a history of dental disease in their lifetime. This is a large, large chronic disease problem. What I did want to talk to you, because when you initially made your decision, the final result and the final publication of the Health Canada review hadn't come out. That has come out since then. In 2006, Health Canada did initiate a review of fluoride. It involved 3 external experts looking at specific areas of science. In 2006, those works peer-reviewed by 3 other experts with a panel meeting in 2007, and the findings and recommendations published in 2008. I'll put the websites on for you. Again, a guideline technical document was compiled in draft by the provinces and territories with a 2-month consultation period, so everybody in Canada had a 2-month time frame in 2009 to comment on the whole issue of fluoride. That was released in 2010. The findings of that recommendation, again, we were looking at a 5-year, very, very thorough review, was that basically, and I will focus you on oral health, or on general health effects, because that's the important area here, which seems to be recurring. They found no conclusive evidence related to bone fractures, cancers, IQ, skeletal fluorosis, immunotoxicity, reproductive and developmental toxicity, genotoxicity, and neurotoxicity, based on what they considered a very, very safe maximum allowable concentration of 1.5 milligrams per litre in Canada. The optimum is recommended at 0.7, the maximum is 1.5. The process, and again, just to put your minds at ease as councillors, to try and reinforce the fact that you have made a very, very good decision in the past. This was a very, very genuine process. The Commissioner on the Environment and Sustainable Development, in his report, looked at how Health Canada uses these review processes, and again, basically said the process was consultative, transparent, based on risk and science. So it's a standard process, not just used for fluoride, used for a whole bunch of different chemicals and minerals that are used, and it's the same comprehensive process that is done, but complemented by the Commissioner of the Environment. So if you have concerns in relation to the environment, you can put them at ease. But one issue that keeps recurring, and it arose earlier today, and I'd like to address it straight up front, is this issue of fluorosis. With the Canadian Health Measures Survey, and some of the councillors have been asking in terms of local surveys and local stats, which is very, very good. I was asked to do exactly the same thing in terms of Health Canada and getting national stats for the country. Very, very large study done by Statistics Canada, coupled with Health Canada, 2007-2009. The bottom line here, and this again confirms what Dr. Mackey and Dr. King were saying to you, basically moderate and severe fluorosis are not a problem in Canada. You can rest easy that water fluoridation does not cause these problems. In the national survey, they found literally 3 kids out of about 1,100 kids who had either moderate or severe fluorosis. When they traced back these 3 kids, they found that they were new immigrants, either Chinese or Indian originally, and that of course tends to give rise to very, very high levels of natural fluoride in some of those countries. So what I can tell you, if you're at all concerned about fluorosis, is in terms of Canada, you do not have to be. I wanted to put this up because one of the things that we did discover from this national survey, take a look at the decay rates in kids. 1972 to 2009, look at the drop. Basically went down by 75 to 80%. Look at how fluoridation has gone up. Now, in terms of the overall improvement in oral health in Canada, Statistics Canada in their report indicated that there were 2 reasons for this type of improvement in oral health. A, the availability of fluoride, of which water fluoridation is a key component, and B, access to care. To conclude, and I am respecting my 5 minutes, Health Canada does recognise the benefits of community water fluoridation, supports it as a safe and effective method to prevent tooth decay.
Like fucking questions, but life is a lesson we learn, don't you know?
The greatest trick the devil ever pulled was convincing the world he didn't exist. The greatest trick the devil ever pulled